Welcome to the Chop Shop. I am Eddie James. Next to me is my brother from another mother, DJ React.
Yes, sir.
Today's show.
What's up?
Hey, I know. There you go. What up, bro? Hey, React. We got a seasoned veteran. I mean, we are lucky to have this super duper producer with us today, man. Man, he has worked with your favorite MC's favorite MCs. We're talking about Razkaz, Ghostface Killer, OC, Danny Brown, Joel Peace, Skyzoo, one of our favorites. I mean, the list goes on.
Danny Brown too. Y'all fuck with Danny Brown.
Yeah, man, we love Danny Brown. MOP. I mean, the list goes on, man. He is a creator of I would call mood music. When I think about this gentleman's music, hailing from the D, Detroit, Michigan, another Detroit, Michigan guy. You know what I'm saying? It's either on this show, it's been Virginia, DMV, a lot of Seattle producers and Michigan producers. What else can I say about this man? We'll get into it, man. I'm excited for all the things that he has coming, and he's gonna have to give me some kicks and snares from the dirt in the cracks, beat packs. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Apollo Brown.
Yo.
Yes.
Yo, you literally just named all the places where hip hop lives, man. That's why you got those people on your show. You know what I'm saying? Those are all the places that hip hop lives.
That's a fact.
Man.
Listen, man, I know like we got some killers here in New York. But I'm telling you, I find myself like every producer that we've had, like, you know, a lot of them have been from the DMV area.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's we had a whole mess from the Seattle area. You know, Jake One came on, Vitamin D,
amazing, bro.
Eric G.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's Detroit, and then we had Tall Black, we had 14K, we had what I'm saying,
man.
Shoes came on, yourself. I mean,
for a long time, man. When I would go overseas, everybody's just literally just checking for Detroit or the DMV. Those were the two places where I heard most. Yo, Detroit and the DMV, man. That's where hip hop lives. Now, obviously, it's expanded out a little bit, man. But hip hop will never leave Detroit.
Yeah, man. I thought about that. And I was thinking long and hard earlier today. I was like, wow, like it used to be New York. We were benchmark for everything,
True.
sound, and everything, man. And I just believe that, I mean, it's supposed to evolve.
It should. It should.
But I feel like we have lost our identity. And I hope a whole bunch of New York producers do not get mad at me. But I believe in my heart of hearts it's the truth. I mean, like I said, there were a lot of, we used to trend set. But now it's not happening that way, man. I don't know if you noticed that.
A very prominent MC from New York told me, he said one of the big problems with New York music or the sound of New York is that all of the producers that make the sound of New York are not from New York. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Yeah.
Everybody's who's still doing that real, New York boom bap or New York sound, that dangerous music that put on your Timbs and bubble vest music, that New York music that everybody craves or once craved. I don't know anymore. I'm not sure, but a lot of that sound was made by producers that are from the Midwest, from Canada, from, from Chicago, from all over the place other than New York producers. So it was like, wow, this is crazy. And this was told to me by a prominent New York MC. He said that's one of the biggest problems
with that whole sound. I agree. We started it, and then somewhere along the line, we gave it. I don't know if we gave it away. We just
man.
It just went away.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but the guys, there were certain producers that took the helm, like from the Midwest. You had your JDs that took who were spawned from basically like Tip and Pete Rock, but created their own sound too as well. And then so that's Midwest. No matter what, maybe New York sound, but he's from the D, so it's sort of Midwest. And then you got guys like Madlib, who's out in L.A. And then there's a whole ton of producers that have that sound. But
you know what? I'm not talking about the sound per se. I'm talking about making the music for the New York MCs. So you'll have a New York MC or a New York artist that comes out with an album. And if it does have a New York sound in it, it was done by somebody that's not from New York. That's what he was talking about. He was like, "Yo, this is crazy because our New York producers are not making a New York sound anymore. They're making a down south sound."
And what's funny about that too, and this is great because on the show we just chop it up. We don't talk about your life. But this is perfect. Like it's funny that you just said that because the first person I thought about, okay, who has? I was thinking about Static Selector, right? He lives in New York.
He lives in New York, but he's not from New York. Yeah. Yep,
right. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you could do it all day. Illmind's not from New York. Illmind's from Jersey. It's just you keep going down that, and you're like, oh man, but he's from. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I don't know. He was on to something when he told me that, but it is what it is.
I believe that there should be subgenres in hip hop.
I agree, man. I saw a video about that, a couple weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago or something like that. Somebody was talking about subgenres and breaking it up, man. And it's like, why does somebody who sounds like me, why do I have to compete with somebody who sounds like Lil Yachty? You know what I'm saying? It's not fair because we're not the same,
We're the only genre that does that too. I mean, I feel like that they, I don't know if it's any kind of conspiracy theory or anything like that, but I think sometimes there are powers that be say that, we'll just keep them in this pot. It's easy to control the industry. Well, as far as hip hop music, it's easy to control. I had to say it, niggas. It's easy to control them if they're in one pot. So because they just cancel each other out, and then there's something new. I just feel like there needs to be they don't do a rock. I mean, there's alternative, there's soft rock, there's
grunge rock, there's punk rock.
Right. Even in the categories with in the Grammys, like they have, there's alternative. Like, I mean, there really should be. And then that opens up a whole different bag for guys, like yourself, like myself, even like it's not fair that if you got somebody like Common and Pete Rock or a Rhapsody who just released just amazing music just recently to have to compete with Metro Boomin or Mustard and all those guys, and or all the littles.
Yeah, no, it's not fair. No, that's not fair at all, man. And I thought we were gonna do that with rap and hip hop. I thought we were gonna do that at one point. I thought it was like, oh, this is rap. This ain't hip hop. And I thought it was gonna be a thing, man. But they still
that makes sense.
It's all under the same umbrella, man. They still just lump it all together, and it's whatever, man. That's
and treat us like crabs in the barrel.
Yeah, basically. I mean, pretty much, bro. Like. What you gonna do, man?
Or they call, or some of us, or we get called old heads.
That too.
Or I hate the term old school. I just don't like old school. Like, it reminds me of old school. That's not fair because you got a lot of young producers too, who are young.
Yeah.
Who have adapted the sound. Like it's not old school. Yeah. I just feel like But speak about your early days, man. Coming from Grand Rapids and spending and then cutting your teeth, as you mentioned earlier before the interview, in Detroit, man. Speak about that, because Detroit is a really interesting hub of music. With Detroit, when it comes to hip hop, and I may be wrong, but it's split. Like I know I've seen the other half of Detroit that listens to trap
it's kind of a street. It's street music, street hip hop, street rap, if you want to call it that. And then you got more of your underground. I would never call it backpacker, man. That's a horrible term, but you're more of your underground. Hip hop, whatever. But coming from even coming from Grand Rapids, it's. So my best friend growing up was Bronze Nazareth. I don't know if you know, and so went to high school, Bronze Nazareth, a lot of dark men, Willie the Kid, same high school that we went to, the DeBarge family went to. So all the DeBarges, Switch,
that had to be interesting.
Yeah, Adina Howard, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. There's a lot of talent that comes out of what Floyd Mayweather went to my high school. There's a lot of talent that comes out of Grand Rapids, man. So, coming to Detroit, that was obviously a decision I made after college, and I just wanted a bigger playground. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be somewhere where I can really get noticed. I was a nobody, graduating from state, coming here. I was a nobody. I wasn't doing anything. I was just working, man. So I wasn't really doing anything. I was making beats in my bedroom. I was the quintessential bedroom beat maker ever since I was 16. You know what I'm saying? Me and Bronze Nazareth started together when we were both 16 years old, man, in high school. So got up out of there. We both moved to Detroit together and then started cutting our teeth on the Detroit sound and everything that is Detroit, man. And then
the timeline. We're talking about the early 2000s, when I tell you that this is when Detroit was really like super hot with producers. Like, I mean, Dilla was still there right before he left out to LA.
Yeah.
We got Black Milk.
Denon Porter.
Denon is there. You got there's even Tall Black moved.
Yeah, man, Tall Black guy is amazing. KT's from Ipsy, but he represents
Ypsilanti, right?
Yeah, he represents hard, man, yeah. and KT's one of my favorite producers. So
just that whole area, like you came to Detroit at a very competitive time.
Absolutely, man.
And that being said, did you have any? Was there any blowback when you first moved here, or you really had to? How'd you cut your teeth in the Detroit streets amongst the hip hop?
I was in Detroit in 2003. That's when I moved to Detroit, and then I didn't start really letting anybody know that I was even doing what I was doing until about 2007. And it was funny that you mentioned Shoes. Shoes had it was a producer showcase. We used to do a lot of those around here, man. We don't do much anymore, but we used to do a lot of producer showcases. And this just happened to be my very first producer showcase. And again, I'm a nobody. Nobody knows who I am. So on this showcase is 14 KT, Black Milk, DJ Dez, Nick Speed.
Shouts to Dez.
DJ DDT.
Damn, yeah.
House Shoes himself.
Yeah, Shoes got the slappers too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think Cream of Beats was on this. I think it was a lot of who's who on this bill, man. And for me to rock with these guys, man, and hold my own. And it was also the first time I named myself Apollo Brown. So that was weird too, because I had no idea who Apollo Brown was. So it was a weird time, man.
Yeah. Where did that derive from? I mean,
so Apollo, it was funny, man, because we all had names back in the day. Everybody had names. Everybody went through a plethora of different names and stuff, man. So I have old names, but I had quit making beats for about 2 years, man, and I told myself I was done with it. I was just going to work and figure something else out. I got back into it early 2007. And I said, all right, if I'm gonna get back into it, I got to have a new name. I got to start fresh. What's funny is I was on my way to this showcase, and in the car, I had to think of a name while I drove to this showcase. So I'm like, all right, I wanted a moniker that was like, I didn't want to be called like the Natural.
What was the wackest name? Give
I didn't want to be called like the Natural or something like that, man. I wanted it to have like a first and last name type of thing. It was like, Kanye West type thing, Kanye West type vibes, man. And so I was like, you know what? Apollo is the Greek god of music. I'm like, all right, that's decent. Yeah. That's decent. And then I'm like, I want to pay tribute. Who do I want to pay tribute to? Oh, yeah. The man himself, the best ever, James Brown. So I was like, all right, Apollo Brown. That sounds straight. I wasn't really sold on it, but I needed a name for the show. And I called Finale up and I'm like, yo, man, I got this name, dog. What'd you think of it? And I was like, yo, Apollo Brown. He was like, yeah, I like that. That's cool, man. It got a ring to it. And I'm like, bet. All right. So I get to the show. I'm chilling, watching everybody else bang out. My name was called. Had no idea my name was called because it didn't register yet. It didn't register yet. Had no idea my name was called. All right, somebody else goes up.
Oh, word! They passed over.
Yeah, they passed over me. Name was called again. Somebody else went up. Third time, my name was called, and it was probably going to be the last time. Finale was standing right next to me, and he was like, "Yo, ain't that the name that you showed you told me on the phone earlier?" And I was like, "Oh, damn, yeah. Oh,
I'm Apollo.
Yo, I wasn't used to it.
Yeah,
I forgot about it.
That's a great story, man.
And then then I finally went up and I showcased, man. And after that first beat, I got the scrunch faces and the head nods, and I was like, yeah, I'm home. I'm home right now. And I had mad stage fright, crazy stage fright, bro. Like I had to. I'm not a drinker, man, but I had to take a couple shots, man, to get on stage. But as soon as I got the response that I wanted, I was like, yo, I felt at home. I was like, this is beautiful. This is what I want to do. This is it right here. And I got off and everybody's like, yo, Apollo Brown, man, who are you, bro? Like, yeah, I've never seen you before. Yo, the beats was crazy. Yo, take my number. Yeah. I gave my number out mad times that night and took numbers and made some connections and yo, man, it was a beautiful night, and Apollo Brown stuck that night. So, that was my introduction to, just producers in Detroit, man. That was my introduction to the Detroit sound, and just I was just loving it, man. When I was in Grand Rapids, I was just kind of in a bubble. They used to call us Baby New York. Okay. It was funny because all we listened to in Grand Rapids was New York, East Coast. That was it. Everything we listened to was Wu-Tang.
I was going to ask about that. We were
Wu-Tang out, man. We wore fatigues every day, Timbs every day, bubble vests every day. You know what I'm saying? It was just everything.
Hot ass jackets and shit.
Everything was Wu-Tang. It was like Wu-Tang, a Gang Starr, or MOP, or it was just hard, East Coast music, man, and that's all we liked. So, when I got to Detroit, that's when I was really introduced to style, and I was introduced to just a bop and just certain feelings that you get from the music that comes out of this city, man. You can't get the sound nowhere else. You can't get the feeling that you get when you listen to this music nowhere else, man. And there's a reason behind that. You know what I'm saying? And the people here, man, are mad resilient, and Detroit goes through its ups and downs, man. And you walk outside and you step on your porch and you might see some things that inspire you to go back inside and go create. It's a beautiful city. It's beautiful people. you know, and the music that comes out of this city is it's crazy.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly. I spent a great deal of time in Detroit, on and off through the late '90s, early 2000s, around the same time. And you mentioned 2003. That was around the time I was actually recording out at the Studio A, out in Dearborn Heights.
Yeah, that's where I used to do all my mastering.
The owners
did all my mastering out there.
Yeah,
Eric Morganson.
Eric and Maryland.
Eric and Maryland, yep. Eric Morganson, yep. They shut it down. No, they're retired now, man. So
I know, I heard that was a great spot, man.
You know, I was one of the last people. I was devastated, man. I'm like, come on, Eric, man. But no, he was like, he told me that it's he's lived his dream and it's Maryland's turn. So he's gonna let her do what she wants to do.
That's dope, man. They were great people. And actually, they only had two engineers there. There was Todd and then there was and Steve Cap is still one of my dearest friends to this day, man.
Okay.
And he's at 54 now.
Word. Okay.
He still he masters my stuff still. Steve Cap.
Nice.
And it's just amazing. But you're right, man. Because when I was in Detroit, man, I think I worked. You just see the sights of the city, man, and it is a good place to pull inspiration from.
Absolutely, bro.
You know,
absolutely.
But you know what? I'm glad you mentioned Grand Rapids because I want to take you back before you even got to Detroit, before Apollo Brown and when you first started beat making, your influences and how you got started with that. Did you start off as a DJ?
Early influences were just a lot of music in the crib. You know, I come from a multiracial household. You know, my dad is black, my mom is white. And I've always told people, you know, growing up, you know, I would listen to the Isley Brothers version of Summer Breeze, but also the Seals and Crofts version of Summer Breeze. You know, either one of those would be playing, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of a good analogy for my upbringing, man. And, you know, different music was definitely being played throughout the household. And it was just, once hip hop kind of came into play for me, you know, my first tape was He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper, you know, and I think that was late 88.
Yeah.
You know, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. And, you know, that was the safe music.
Pinnacle album, too.
Yeah, amazing album, bro. But it was safe. It was that album that your parents had no problem buying you. You know what I'm saying? Parents just don't understand and all that. Like, you know, Nightmare on My Street. And, you know, it was safe. But it was...
which one was Brand New Funk on?
That was it, too. That was Brand New Funk was on there. Yep.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah, bro. It was a safe album, but it was an amazing album. Rhythm tracks, house party style. I mean, it was just that album was everything to me, bro. So
you could play like loud and your parents would be like, all right, that's cool. Meanwhile,
it was safe, man.
At night when they went to sleep.
Yeah.
When they went to sleep, you was playing NWA.
Nah, I was playing DOC. DOC, man. That was my, you know, no one can do it better. That was it right there. And then see, those are albums that got me into hip hop just as a listener, man. But once Main Source, Breaking Atoms came out, that's the album that got me into not only, you know, wanting to be a listener, man, but now wanting to be a participant. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the front door, you know, Live at the Barbecue. It was an incredible album. You know, Large Pro was very instrumental in me wanting to be a producer. And, you know, that was it right there. That was just like, now I'm ready to jump off the porch.
You mentioned the whole Breaking Atoms record, and that was the record that really was that the record that said, all right, I think I want to make beats now.
Yeah, man, because I was trying that's the record that made me want to understand, you know, how the process of making beats, you know, what it is and how do you do this, man, and what are samples, and you know, where do you get samples from, and where do you get drums from, and you know, what is this dude doing, man? It just, I just really wanted to get into it. I was really interested, man. So it took me a minute, man. But like I said, you know, it wasn't until '96 is when I started making beats, man. When I said, you know what, let's be a participant in this thing called hip hop, man, and see what we can do. I was just playing at first. Like I said, I was a bedroom beat maker for like the first 10 years of my, me making beats. So
that's a little modest, man. There's no play.
I mean, that's for real, man. Nobody knew what I was doing. So I was like, yeah, I started in '96, and then I didn't put anything out until 2007. So, it was a while before I said, you know what, let me show people what I'm doing. And during that time, I stockpiled. I don't know, you stockpile 10 years worth of beats, man. You know what I'm saying? I had stuff to sit on. So
what were your first pieces of equipment then? Like, how'd you figure it out? Like, okay, did you have an OG in your neighborhood or anybody that knew how to?
So it was me and Bronze Nazareth trying to figure this out, man. We acquired a copy of Cool Edit 2000. And actually, we started on this program called Voyetra. Voyetra was a program that came on Windows 95. It was sound manipulation, whatever, that came with Windows 95, and it allowed you to edit pieces of music or pieces of sound. Started on that. I still got. Oh man.
This is why I asked you this because I think I saw that in the article.
These are all my first beats right here. These are all my first beats. The good old floppy disks of beats and this. And
I got a whole mess of them.
Yeah. So those are all my first beats. And you can only really put like 2 beats on here, and you couldn't put full beats. I had to put like pieces and stuff. So we were messing with that, and then we got. Actually, Bronze bought Cool Edit 2000, and at the time, Cool Edit 2000 wasn't really something that you're supposed to make beats on. It was sound manipulation software for the radio stations to cut, commercials and 7-second delays and stuff like that, edits and stuff. So, but you can do anything you wanted to on it with sound. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up trying to make beats on it. Trying to program drums and, chop samples and all that, man. So that's what we used. And what's funny is I still use that to this day as my main.
Get out of here.
You can't even really call it a DAW. It's not really a DAW. When I show people how I make beats, man, they laugh and they like, yo, you make beats on that, bro? Like, I'm like, yeah, I make beats on Cool Edit 2000. There's no multi-track. It's literally, I got a bunch of windows up in the corner, and you got to go through, each window I got drums in one window. I got this part of the sample in one window. I got another part of the sample in this window, and I'm going through and I'm taking and, copying and pasting and bringing this over and doing this, man. And, when people watch me make a beat, man, they laugh because it's just like, yo, you are so archaic, bro. It's crazy.
This might be a chop shop rarity, man. Because I thought that we interviewed Nicolay, and Nicolay had like a really like funky type of program that he used too, and he still uses to this day.
Yo, man.
But man, so how'd you even figure out like how to sample into this how to sample in?
Yo, we were sampling in. We started sampling in from CDs. And taking stuff, ripping CDs, and we were on. This was the time where we was on Lime, where we sort of back in college, man. We would go to the computer lab, and we would put LimeWire. We put LimeWire and Napster on the computer, man, and we would just rip anything we could that was old, sounded old. Yo, all this old Al Green. Let me rip everything Al Green on here. Millie Jackson. Let me rip everything Millie Jackson on here. And we were trying to get anything that we could, and we were either ripping CDs or ripping off LimeWire or Napster, bro. So anything we can get on the computer, that's what we was doing, man. And then it got to the point where it's like, all right, so I want to start digging. Like digging is like, so then that was a whole nother process because now I need a turntable. All right, cool. Now I need a way to get the music from the turntable into the computer. All right, let me figure that out. You know what I'm saying? So then I started digging and really enjoying digging. And I would spend about 4 hours at the shop. And, you know, I had a specific shop that I went to a lot. And, you know, we went to all of them, but there was one that in particular that I would spend most of my time in. And, you know, just in there digging or whatever. And then I got a portable, and then I started listening to it. And once you get a portable, game's over, man. Cause now I'm not buying blind. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to, you know, I want to hear what I'm about to buy now. So, but yeah, man, that's just the whole process of making a beat. It was different for me than it was different for other people. Other people talk about hitting pads and.
I mean, but I get it, because that period of time in 96/97, that's when, you know, they were incorporating, you know, the cool, not cool edit, but there was a lot of introductions to like the software, like in DAWs, like, you know, you can do beats that way, man.
It's one of the early, you know, it's probably, I don't know if it's the first, you know, the first DAW. I don't know what, but I've never heard of anything before it. You know what I'm saying? Cool Edit 2000 was, you know,
Cubase was around too.
I think Cubase was around that time. Yeah.
What amazes me is like, just in that period of time, you having to go through, it seemed like hoops, like, but did you figure out, because it sounds like a painstaking process.
I still got to go through
to
hoops.
make one beat.
I still got to go through hoops because I can't update my OS, because Cool Edit's so old that I was on XP for a long time. XP was like what ran Cool Edit the best. It got to the point where I was like, man, I needed a new desktop. I'm like, man, the new desktops come with new OS systems, or, you know, operating systems. And I'm like, come on, man. And I wanted to go back to XP, but I couldn't. I ended up, now I'm on Windows 10. Windows 10 is probably the last operating system that'll run Cool Edit. I heard that Windows 11 doesn't run Cool Edit. So it's like, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in Windows 10 because of my old program that I used to make beats. So I'm still running hoops, man, trying to continue this. Yeah, man.
But the music is dope.
So,
and that just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, that it does not matter what kind of and what piece of equipment or what program you run. If you don't have if you ain't got the juice, you just don't got it. It doesn't matter.
Nah, man, it's not the gear, it's the ear, bro.
That's a new one. I like that gem.
You know, I tell people all the time, like, yo, I don't care if you got $20,000 worth of equipment. If you don't got an ear for this, then it's not. You might as well put it down, man. You got to have an ear for it.
I see people. I've had my OGs tell me, you know, you should get this, you should get that. You know, I'm like, for what? Like, I'm pretty dope on my minimal stuff.
Yo, I'm super minimal, bro. Matter. I don't use any plugins. One, because I can't use plugins, but so I got to make do with what I got. So I got to figure it out my own way. You know what I'm saying? I got to figure out how to do this and do that and filter this. And, you know, I know Cool Edit like the back of my hand, but, you know, figuring out how to, you know, on the MP, they got 16 levels. Well, on figuring out that on Cool Edit, I got 22 levels. So, you know, it's just different things that I can do on Cool Edit that, you know, what's funny, man, you know, 14KT used to use Cool Edit.
Yes, we interviewed him. Yeah. He told us about that.
Yeah, KT used to use Cool Edit. You know, like I said, Bronze Nazareth used to use Cool Edit. It's a few producers out there that used to use Cool Edit, man. But I think I'm the only one that still uses Cool Edit, bro.
And that's completely fine, because you have so much music. So obviously it doesn't. You're producing music at a rapid clip, because there's so much music from Apollo Brown.
I try, bro. I try, man. I don't like sitting on music.
No,
I don't like sitting on music. So,
have you even thought about switching to anything else? And if you did, what piece of equipment?
Well, I mean, I got a machine sitting right here, and I got a complete 25 sitting right here on the other side. I don't make beats in these. I use them for differentiations and adding to beats and stuff, adding sounds and hooks or bridges or whatever I need to add sounds, to a beat. I use these. But as far as making the beat, nah, man, I make the beat and cool at it. So if I were to switch, though, I would probably switch to the machine just because I know it. I'm a creature of habit, man. I don't like change much. So I'm not going to sit here and try to learn a whole new device. I've been using the machine for, I want to say about 10 years, maybe something like that. As just an additive. And then, but so I've learned it. I've learned certain things about it, but I'm not going to, I can't, if you gave me, I don't even know what's out there now, man. If you gave me an all new, something, whatever,
like an MPC,
like Renaissance live, right? or live, right? Something to learn, I'm not going to learn it, bro. I'm not going to. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and it'll take me 6 months to learn that, bro.
I would say that we are definitely on the same boat, man, because as I sit here, I use machine. I do not chop up in machine anymore because I just felt like it was, I came from the MPs to machine. Because I felt like I can access more sounds, whatever. And then when Serato sample came about, I felt it was easier to really chop up samples in Serato samples. So I feel you on being like a minimalist with stuff, man. Like, and it's just
I rather that, bro.
I could dig it. People laugh. It's funny, man. They laugh. Like, what DAW do you use? I was like, I don't use no DAW. I go from machine. I go from machine to my mixer. And then I record in Serato.
Well, that's the beauty of it, man. It's like, it's all about the outcome. So it doesn't matter what you use. I don't care if you rubbing 2 spoons together and you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you use. It's all about the outcome. Is the beat dope? That's what I ask people. Yo, is the beat dope? They be like, yeah, the beat's fire. Well, then that's all that matters, man. Who cares what I'm using to make it?
That's all that matters, man. Okay, so you said in 2007, when you released Skill Trade.
Skill Trade, man. I hate that album, bro. Hate that album with a passion, bro. I can't stand that album. I got it on the wall, and every time I look at it, man, I'm like, man, come on, man. I released that album in a hurry, in a panic. And I say released loosely. I pressed up 30 or 300 copies of it, and I gave it out at shows. That was releasing that album. So, but it was just one of those things that I wanted to put out there to let people know that I was making music. You know what I'm saying? I wanted that. That's when Apollo Brown, that album came about after that showcase. That showcase happened. And then I was like, you know what? I got to put music out here to let people know that I'm making music. A lot of the beats on there were in that showcase, but most of the beats on that album were unfinished. They were older. I put that out in 2007. A lot of those beats were from early 2000. It was messy. Everything was wrong with that album. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I liked about that album was the cover. The cover was straight, a pair of Timbs and some dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was that really like symbolized, that was me. I was probably wearing Timbs at the time. Like, I was one of those all year round shorts and Timbs type of dudes, man. I wore Timbs all the time, bro. So it just made sense to put, Timbs on the cover. Hot ass summer, man, with shorts on. And you best believe they were camouflage cargo shorts too, every time, bro. Camouflage cargo shorts and Timbs. And that's how I rolled all the time, man. So it was a way of life, bro. It was a way of life. They weren't just shoes. Man. They weren't just shoes or boots, man. It was a way of life. So, it was Tim's. So I had to put Tim's on the cover in a pile of dirt. And what better photo to represent Skilled Trade. So, that album was
I'll tell you what, it didn't take you that much longer to really put your stamp in it, because legend has it that, in 2009, you took out a few in the Red Bull beat battle, and that started your wonderful relationship with Mello Music, right? So
yeah, man. So I won the Detroit Red Bull. That was dope, man, because I was doing a lot of beat battling at that time. And when you're beat battling, man, you're making certain types of beats, and crowd pleasers is what I call them, man. You got bells and whistles and all kinds of shit in the beats that you would never have in the beats if somebody was rhyming over them. You know what I'm saying? Literally, if somebody said, yo, I want that beat, you got to strip the beat of everything that's in it, man, to even make it an actual album worthy beat, man. So, but I was into that for a while, and basically all of the rest of 07, 08, and 09. And 09, when I won the Red Bull, that's when I quit. I retired. I was like, yeah, I'm done, man. I'm not going to beat battle no more. I'm good. I'm going to concentrate on these albums, man. And then.
All right. So, because it takes a different kind of animal to do these beat battles, right? Is there any advice that you would give to any of these younger cats or anybody that's beat battling now? What's the initial secret sauce that you got to have in a beat battle?
I've judged many beat battles, man. And, up until this day, I still judge beat battles whenever I'm called upon. And it's just, they don't battle like we used to. Like, we used to try to pull out the most angry, aggressive beat, biggest drums. It had to crack. Like, it was just something that, it had to be the beat had to be, man. Nowadays, they'll pull out like some R&B shit to battle with. I'm like, they don't know how to battle. They don't really know how to battle. There's a lot of people that don't really know how to battle. There's some that do, but there's some that don't really know how to battle. They don't know how to pull out the crowd pleasers. You know what I'm saying? You want to pull out something that it's always better when the crowd can recognize the sample and immediately see how you flipped it. You know what I'm saying? So, but you got people that are pulling out, R&B style beats real slow, or like a 45-second lead up before the beat drops. You're just like, yo, what are you doing, man? Like, that's not how you battle. You got to come out swinging. Then you got to Mike Tyson this shit, man. It's like, what are you doing? So I would just say, yo, man, you got to have the crowd pleasers. You got to start out. No long lead ups. Like, yo, give it a nice little build up, maybe 10, 15 seconds or whatever is cool. If you're really trying to showcase that drop, you know what I'm saying? If you really want that drop, but stop all the dancing and shit. Stop all the theatrics and stuff, man. That's not going to make you win a beat battle. All the dancing around the stage and doing backflips and shit, wearing masks and all this other stuff, and just doing all the gimmicks, man, all that gimmicky shit. Like, that's not, especially me as a judge, I'm not looking at you like, yo, this man can dance, bro. I don't care what you're doing on stage, man. I'm listening to that beat. So, but beat battling is fun. It's fun. It's adrenaline rush. It's a straight adrenaline rush. It's one of those things, man. There's a rivalry. There's still people out there that want to battle me, and they're like, yo, man, I want to battle Apollo. Well, let's battle. And I'm like, I don't battle anymore. Plus, I got way more to lose than you.
Have you ever gotten cooked? You got cooked by somebody?
Absolutely, man. You know who cooked me? Marv One. And I tell him this all the time. I tell people all the time. And he'll be like, nah, man, nah, don't say that, man. Don't say that. Yo, Marv One cooked me in a battle. And this was in Marv One. And this was in like 2000. I want to say this was like 2012, maybe. Something like that. But yeah, I got cooked. Absolutely. We all get beat. Marv One cooked me in a battle. Absolutely. Yo, Marv got beats, man. Everybody know Marv for them rhymes, man. Marv is an amazing lyricist, amazing MC. But Marv got beats, though.
Yeah, and that's how you learn too. You had to get your ass kicked.
Yeah,
that's how you learn the lesson.
Nothing wrong with that.
You gotta either get your ass whipped or have some kind of failure.
Man, it's all about how you bounce back from it.
That's right. So after that beat battle, that really somebody reached out to you from Mello Music.
Yeah, man. So in in 2010, the first week of January 2010, that first week, I got laid off. I got laid off from my job. And it just so happened that Mike from
what'd you do again? You mentioned again.
I was a city inspector. Yeah, weird.
That had to be really rough in Detroit.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I did Detroit and Cleveland. So Mike from Mello Music Group called me that same week, man, and was like, I guess I don't know who gave him my number. I think Finale gave him my number, but he caught wind of what was it, Skill Trade, and then I think another album I put out called Make Do. And he liked what he was hearing, man, and he was like, yo, man, I would really like to bring you aboard Mello Music Group and sign this production deal and start immediately, man, doing some remixes and crafting an album. And I was like, I don't know, man. We'll see, bro. Like I'm about to revamp this resume, man, and go back to work, man, and try to find a job. And he kind of talked me into it, man. And I told him, I said, all right, well, I'll give you a year. I was like, yo, if my bank account doesn't reflect what I want it to reflect in a year, at the end of that year, or if my reputation as a producer doesn't reflect what I want it to reflect at the end of that year, then I'm going back to work. And I ain't been back to work since. So, I got to work, bro. And all I wanted to do was work. And all I wanted to do was make albums, man. And make albums with this artist and that artist. And this, I had dreams and hopes and wishes and, we ended up making them happen. And, that was that, man. And I'm still doing that now.
You bring the artists that you work with into your world because
without a doubt,
I've listened to like the albums, I mean, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
like you never really changed the sound up. You kept it 100% Apollo Brown. But like I said, you work with just a crazy cast of MCs, like your favorite MC's favorite MC, Razkaz, man, Ghostface. You got an album with Skyzoo. You got, there's Hassan Maki. These are, but just great albums too, man. And you seem to bring out the best in them, man.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, I don't work with anybody I'm not a fan of. So
do they contact or how does that work when you want to work with somebody?
No, that's all me. You know what I'm saying? It's just using my relationships. That's an important part of being in this industry, man, is having, and maintaining and fostering good relationships, man, and not burning bridges. And you might not know somebody, but you know somebody that knows somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 degrees of separation or whatever. But fostering good relationships, man, keeping business clean and just not burning bridges, man, and being able to call on people that I need to call on if I want to get some work done. And 9 times out of 10, they want to get some work done too. So, whether it be OC or whether it be, Fillmore Green or Skyzoo or, whoever, man, you know what I'm saying? Like Guilty Simpson, I enjoy working with all these cats, man. I only work with artists that I'm a fan of. Integrity first. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to make music that I don't like. I'm not going to work with anybody that I don't like. If I don't respect your music, if I don't respect your grind, if I don't respect the moves that you make, there's no reason for me to work with you. And it's not a money issue. It's never a money thing. It's just all about, making good music and just putting out the best product that I could put out, man, for the people. And, I talk a lot about being consistent and reliable. And I mean that, man. I've been as consistent as I can be throughout my career. And my fan base knows that. And they know what to expect from me every time I put out an album. You know what I'm saying? They know what to expect every time. They don't need to hear a single. They know what it's going to be. They don't even need to hear a single. If my name's on it, they know what it's going to be, whether that artist is unknown or whether the artist is a legend. It doesn't matter, man. I'm still going to put my all into it and I'm going to make the best music I can make.
Yeah, man. I like I said, I'm a huge fan of the music, man, and of the albums, man. Like I was working out earlier today, and I was just listening to the album with you and Joel Ortiz.
Yeah, man, that's my guy. Yeah, absolutely.
Mona Lisa
Yep.
album. I can see the pictures. I like with the music. You seem to find the right samples to chop that have that feeling, and then you got Joel or any MC that you have. You bring out the pictures. I can see it. I can see your music. You know what I'm saying? Like I can whatever MC that you're working with. You have that gift that especially the samples that you pick too, man. Like you pick some really soulful joints out, and then you just there's some theatrical ones that just got like a lot of feeling. I was listening to your music and I was like, man, his chop game is crazy.
I try, bro. I try, man. I try. So I've never ever claimed to be an instrumentalist or somebody who plays instruments, man. I'm not. I'm a sound manipulator. So I've always said, yo, I'm the type of producer that will take sound that is already there and I will manipulate it into my own melody or my own sound. So I'm going to take sound that's already there. I'm going to sample that. I'm going to back it up, flip it and rub it down and then make what I make out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never claimed to invent anything. I'm taking a genre of music that I loved as a youngster growing up, and I'm just continuing it. I'm continuing a sound. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to call that boom bap, or if you want to call that, as you called it earlier, mood music, or if you want to call it whatever, man. And you mentioned feeling. Feeling is the most important thing to me in music. If I can't feel it, I'm not going to listen to it.
And I can tell what your sample choices, man.
Yeah. If I can't feel it, I'm not going to listen to it. If I can't feel it, I'm not going to make it.
React knows. Yeah, React knows. Like I'm huge on melody.
Man, I'm a melody-driven producer, bro. So there's a lot of producers out there that they just put sounds together, and then that's it. And they'll have a bass line that just goes boom, 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 and you're just like, all right, man, but it's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I need feeling, man. I need this to take me places. I want to listen to music and I want to either forget something or I want to remember something. You know what I'm saying? Like I want either relatable music or I want music to escape to. It's that's how I want my music, man, period. And that's the music I think that'll stand the test of time. That's the music that you can keep coming back to over and over and over again and enjoying, man. Not all this rah-rah, fad music that's just, talking about today, or the music that's like always in the club or whatever. That's cool for a moment, but I'm looking for music that's timeless. And I would love to make music that's timeless. So
I like real, like punch your grandmother in the face music.
I ain't got no problem with that. I've made lots of that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've made tons of that music.
That's why I like you, Apollo.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all over the place when it comes to that. But guess what, man? That music that I make that makes you want to punch your grandma, that still has feeling, though. You know what I'm saying? It still has a melody.
Of course.
And it's still, what I'm saying? That's it's just.
That sure does. I
love that type of music. I grew up on that type of music. Yeah. Even though lately, as I get older, I'm a father, I'm a husband. I got a gray beard.
Right.
My head is bald. Yeah. I'm fat. You know what I'm saying? Like all the horrible genes.
Listen, we check all the boxes,
my stock is low, man. Luckily, I have a beautiful wife, because if I was out in public right now, if I was single, man, there was no way I'd be able to pull anybody. So, but I don't even know where I was going with this, man. I forgot what I tried my train of thought, man.
No.
But what I was saying was, as I get older, my beats get slower. The feeling of my beats becomes a little more melancholy. I like stuff that just kind of puts me in a mood. I like beats that
Yeah, it's the feeling.
You know, beats that like my album This Must Be the Place. You know, when I tell people to put that on and just go about your life. Put the music on and go about your life. Yeah. Most producers will get mad if you told them that their music is background music. I make music for background music because people don't understand that music controls your subconscious, man. Like while you're cleaning the house or you're doing your homework or whatever you're doing and you're playing that music in the background, I'm controlling your emotions right now. Case in point, if you're looking at a movie right now and there's a kid on a swing and you see a kid on the swing, most people see a kid on the swing and you're like, yo, oh, that's cute. There's a kid on the swing. Put some sinister music behind the kid on the swing. That changes the whole mood up. It's all about the music, man. It's all about the music and it's all about what you're hearing.
Yep.
What you're hearing is controlling what you're seeing. And it controls your emotions, man. So, you know, I'm okay with my music being labeled as background music. I actually prefer it, man. Put the music on, go about your day. And I'm totally okay with that. I love that.
You have there was a flip. It was a JD flip that he flipped on donuts. Oh
yeah. No, you're talking about the Planet Asia joint I did. It was a joint called Dalai Lama Slang featuring Willie the Kid.
Yes, this is why I love it. Like what you were just talking about when I first heard the sample, I'm like, okay, boy, oh boy, this is gonna be crazy, or we're gonna see what's happening. And the way you flipped it was perfect.
Man, I appreciate it. You know, I love making those type of beats, man. You got to know when to use drums and when not to use drums, man. And you got people out there that say, yo, if you don't use drums, it's not hip hop, man, and which is nonsense. But
you have the gift to bring out the best in some of these MCs, man. Like what you do, man. You seem to know, but you bring them into your sound.
Yeah, I try to.
You know, no, it works.
I got the record.
Okay, yo, just run it real quick.
Man, what y'all punks want to do?
I want you to hear it.
He's ready. Y'all just name the time and the place and we'll be there. Well, this is the place, and you know this is the time. Let's get it on then. South.
What y'all talking about, man? Willie been down with this gold chain shit. Yeah. You didn't know that shit? Man, y'all niggas is late. Look, I gotta have a beat for 8 right now. Yo, this that shit right here, though. You snatch that up from me. This other shit, though, you might have to pay like 11 for it. You know what I mean? This shit is bugged out. Eat the 9 rhyme, keep in mind I'm deep in design. Direct Desert Eagle, gun wound, dashiki grind. Chamber chain champion, sweats frames, is Dane to Dane. Sci-fi, social equality, Dalai Lama slang. Shadow box, shopper posse, sharpshooter and the Shirley.
Why am I only hearing this now?
You never heard Anchovies, bro? Come on, man.
Pause it. I was on the mean streets of White Plains today. The mean streets of White Plains, New York, baby, Westchester, and I was playing it down Mamaroneck Avenue, like grimy. This record is hard, boss. I mean, just because when I first heard the first part of the sample, I'm like, he's playing with a record right now. And then just the way the no drums came in, I was like, "Ooh, this is great."
Yeah, that's how I wanted it, man. Absolutely.
Right, one more time, man. One more time, React, please. One more time, baby boy. Man.
Oh, man, Willie been down with this gold chain shit. Yeah. You didn't know that shit? Man, y'all niggas is late. Look, I gotta have a beat for 8 right now. Yo, this that shit right here, though. You snatch that up from me. This other shit, though, you might have to pay like 11 for it. This shit is bugged out. Eat the 9 rhyme, keep in mind I'm deep in design. Direct Desert Eagle, gun wound, dashiki grind. Chamber chain, champion, sweats, frames, sustain the dang. Sci-fi, social equality, Dalai Lama slang. Shadow box, shower posse. Sharpshooter in the Sherlin. Shalimar blasting out the Chevy. My PowerPoints put up numbers. Nautica and Nova Scotia. My 9-hour difference be the culture. Most notable jewels is noble jewel. I'm holding you accountable, digital, analog. Niggas is coming through. Born to build, builder, born real. This how we sharp and still. The boss is here. Blue collar scholar without the office gear. Set sail, the chain stay wavy. Word to the winners, words of wisdom rise above all evils and all the hells of prison. And for the last bar, me and Willie like the nemesis, double R with more speed than NASCAR. We a whole different strain. Swordsman, sorcery, professionally trained. With 7.5 ounces of brain. This is gold chain, Dalai Lama slang. We a whole different strain. Swordsman, sorcery, professionally trained. With 7.5 ounces of brain. This is gold chain, Dalai Lama slang.
Yeah. My minimal effort, you fuck niggas forced it. I'm from Michigan, dirty water out the faucet. Polluted like Putin, Vladimir this here, you might spew fluid. I'm low key in the blue Buick, you niggas sewage. Jet blue, I flew it. Jet beauty of the weak freak, speaking fluent. The weed loud like jet fuel, they smoking Louis. While I sip Louis Vuitton, new shit. Full-time job, not to get niggas robbed. All my niggas goblins, coach them like Tomlin. I'm out of town all the time, rockin' jewelry.
Hey, Steeler reference.
A time singing tomfoolery, you foolin'. Indoor pool, nigga really coolin'. Richie rich, silver spoons, bitches spoonin'. Never coon, undefeated like Mayweather. Taking nothing from nobody, I'm just better.
We a whole.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the whole album's like that, man. Sardines is like that. The whole album is like that.
It is.
Oh man, I'm gonna listen to them all.
You got so much music, man. This is the beauty. This is the beautiful thing about hip hop, man. Like it's timeless, man. And there's no. You did this in 2019.
Yeah, bro. Wait, no,
Yeah.
this one was
that
that one Anchovies was 2016, I think. Yeah, I think it was 16, and then we came back with Sardines last year.
Just good music, man. It's gonna last for a long time too, man. Like, you know, doesn't sound dated or anything like that, man. It's just, man, that's that dirt.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah, bro.
Kick your grandma in the face music.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yo, react, man. We like, obviously, you know, you missed a little part of the
That's
interview,
okay.
but you know, he has like a real wonky way of doing beats because it's his own way of doing beats, but he uses cool edits still to this day. Cool edit, man.
Yeah, you know what cool edit is, right?
Shit. Of course.
Nah, yeah,
Tall
man.
black guy. Shouts to Tall Black Guy. He was a cool edit dude.
Oh, was he a cool edit dude? I know KT was a cool edit dude.
He was a cool edit dude.
You know, me and Bronze Nazareth started on Cool Edit.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I'm the only person that's still on Cool Edit though.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel weird when I try to use something else.
Why slow your workflow down?
Very true. Or put it into
You know
a
what I mean?
complete halt for 6 months while I'm learning new shit. So, no, I'm good, man.
I still trying to figure this motherfucker out.
Is that a 909? What is that?
That's a 404.
404. 404. Okay, yeah.
I thought I had it figured out, and then they updated the firmware, and I was like, fuck. I got to start over.
Yeah, I don't want to learn new
I got all
equipment,
this
bro.
new shit,
I don't want to
and
learn.
I'm
Like I said, I got a machine. I got a machine sitting right here, man. But you know, and I use that for certain things.
I got one here over here too. Yeah,
But it, you know, if I were to jump into something else, man, it would probably be straight into the machine. So other than that, man, I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, 404 producers are hilarious, bro. They be cracking me up when they do like beat showcases.
You better watch
and
what you
shit.
say because the 404.
No.
The 404 gang gonna come out here, man.
I'm saying 404
Led by
producers are amazing.
DiBiase coming.
Yo,
I know
no, 404 producers are amazing, man. But they're always taking knobs and going and shit like that, man. Shit's hilarious, bro. They always turning knobs and shit, man. But I've seen some 404 producers, man. They get busy, bro. They definitely get busy. So I ain't got nothing to say, man. No smoke with the 404 producers, bro. None.
I was about to say, because boy, oh boy, they will come out on. I have seen the 404 gang on Twitter that they will come out in like a beehive, bro. Like,
yo, yeah, man. No, I don't want no smoke with them, man. They get busy, bro. I'm cool. All they can do is laugh at me and what I use, man. So I ain't got no words. None.
You better watch what you say about the 404 gang. They're gonna come and get you, bro.
If they're listening, DiBiase, I know you got some pointers for us. So come on the show, man. Show us.
Yeah. Plus, DB got the 404 goons, man. He gonna call them on you.
Hey, man, I don't want no smoke, bro. No smoke.
DiBiase is a 404 legend, B. I seen a lot of dudes get down with that, especially the homie Mint Plus, man. Mint Plus gets down, and Brown Jewel, man. Brown Jewel, our female sister, man. Our female sister. That sounds stupid. Our sister Brown Jewel, she real nasty.
You said our female sister.
Yeah. I know. Come on, man. You got to understand something too. Here's another thing, man, about me, man. I quit drinking 2 weeks. 2 weeks now.
All right.
Yeah,
clap
man.
it up.
So I used to be thanks.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that, man.
Shoes, you listening, Shoes?
Yeah, I wasn't like I was a
no more beverages on the show.
Yeah, I wasn't like a raging alcoholic or anything like that. I just, it's been a long time coming that you have to give your body a rest. And but I was on a show, and you can tell that I have been drinking. So, but now it's just like a little bit. It's almost nerves now, man.
Okay.
I might smoke some weed now, but
hey man, do whatever you got to do, bro. Do whatever you got to do.
No, but I feel better. My skin is looking better, man. And man, like I dropped a few more pounds, man.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
I'm about to put my shoulder pads on in this helmet, bro. I'm coming back.
Hey man,
I got a couple more years of eligibility.
Throw that shit out the window, man.
Nah. You said something very important that resonated with me, Mr. Brown. That really struck a nerve. You were talking about taking a break and stepping back from music. You had mentioned there's a huge fear amongst a lot of producers, myself included, to feel like if you step away, that you're going to lose it. You said something very important that, hey, I saw you working on something else. You were doing some handiwork. You're working on your car.
Yeah.
You're automobile guy, and you just speak about the importance of you might have to take a break or step away.
Absolutely, man. To nurture your craft, man. To nurture your skills and your talent, you got to step away, man. It's imperative that you step away for a minute and give it a rest, man. Give it a break, man. Go do something else, man. Go do one of your other passions. I know for me, I have to step away just for creative purposes, because I might be working on something, man, and it might not be sounding right to me. And maybe I'm just not in that mood. Maybe I got to come back to it 2 days from now or next week, before I delete it. Maybe, all right, I'm not going to delete it right now. Maybe I'm just not in that frame of mind. It's not sounding right to me right now. Let me come back to it next week and see how I feel about it. Then when I come back to it, if I still don't like it, then I'm going to delete it. But, just you have to nurture your talents, man, just by leaving them alone sometimes, man, and going to do other things. You got to give it a break. You have to. You got to let your mind clear. That's important.
I was just going to say that. Do you really is your mind, when you do stop, because I have a problem with, there can be, I can go a month without working on a beat or anything, but the music is still in my head. I'm trying to clear it. and I can't seem to do that. Do you?
No, that's why you have to mess around with your other passions. Think about other things, man. You know what I'm saying? If I'm usually I'm in the moment. So if I'm whatever I'm doing, if I'm chilling with my kids, man, we playing with my playing games or watching whatever or whatever, I'm in the moment, man. My mind's there. I'm completely present. If I'm working on my car, I'm completely present because you have to be, to get it right. If I'm going for a jog, which is rare because I don't but I'm saying, like, if I'm doing other things, I try to be completely present and be there while I'm doing those things, man. So my mind's not, dwelling on music or whatever else I need to work on, man. And, I'm trying to get a clear head. So when I come back down here to the studio or to my workspace, I can kind of start fresh. And even if starting fresh is still working on something I was working on before, I can come to it with fresh ears and a fresh mindset and really determine if I like what I'm working on or not. If I don't, then I'm gonna scrap it and start anew. You just gotta take time away, man. I think people bog themselves down and you can get to a point where too much of anything isn't good, right? That's what they say. So
that's true.
Even if it's music, you got the cats out there that are like, yo, music is my life. Beats are my life. You're not a real hip hop head if you don't feel that way, or if you're not really. Come on, man. We're humans, bro. We're humans, man. Yeah. Too much of anything isn't good for you, man. So you got to take a break. Even the cats that only listen to hip hop. I only listen to hip hop. Like, stop, man. Stop, bro. That's bullshit, man. Come on, man. You need to go listen to some R&B or go listen to some like 70s alt rock or some shit. Like, you need to go do something else, man. Like, go get away from hip hop and then come back and you'll appreciate it more. Sometimes you got to leave to appreciate. So, and that's same with making music, man. You just kind of, and that post wasn't just about music. It was about any grind that you're going through, any passion or any, just even if you got a 9 to 5 or if you work at the plant 12 hours a day or whatever you're doing, man, it's always essential to take a break for a minute, man. Take a day to yourself. That's important. I think that's important for everybody in whatever you do. So, yeah, that's what that post was about.
You've had some really stellar collaborations throughout your illustrious career, man.
I appreciate it, man. The word illustrious is crazy to me, but yeah, absolutely.
Look at your track record, man. Look just great albums. Like, seriously, I skimmed through and I listened and like I had all day yesterday and all weekend to go through some albums that you had so much music that I didn't know that you had out. I was just like, you've worked on a lot of collaborations. Do you have a dream collaboration? Is there anybody out there?
Man, I've answered this question before, man, and it's funny because I would stop everything I'm doing right now to do a collaboration with Jay Electronica, man. And people are like, what? Why? What?
No, I get it.
But Jay Elect, man, there's something about Jay Elect, man, that will make me stop dead in my tracks, man, and put a halt on whatever I'm working on so I can work on a song or an album or whatever with Jay Elect, man. That's like my dream collab, bro.
We're going to put that in the universe.
Absolutely.
That would be amazing, man. Bro. I would love that, man. I would love that.
Any guilty pleasures out there as far as music? Does Apollo Brown have any guilty pleasure music?
You know what?
I would like to know.
That's funny, man, because I did a podcast with Skyzoo yesterday, man, where I interviewed him and I asked him if he had guilty pleasures. I said, is there any guilty pleasures that you have, in music? I said, is there anything that you listen to that your particular fan base would not approve of? And he was like, you know what, man, I'm old now. I'm older now. I'm like, I don't even care no more, man. It is what it is. He was like, yo, I listen to Jeezy all the time. This and that, man. I'm like, yo, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, but Jeezy, I mean, come on. Jeezy isn't really bending it. Jeezy's like, I mean, come on, it's snow.
But a lot of our fan bases expect us to, they expect us to listen to music that we make, the type of music we make. So when we get caught listening to something that's a little off kilter or something that they don't like, man, it's kind of like, what, you listen to that? Oh man, I'm disappointed in you type shit. So
you know what? One of my favorite albums is, speaking of guilty pleasures, is one of my favorite albums. East Atlanta Santa by Gucci Mane. the first one.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm dead serious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, I'm surprised, bro. Really?
East Atlanta Santa. That shit makes you drive like 120.
I don't know. My guilty pleasure was probably Sada Baby from Detroit, man. I listen to Sada Baby.
Okay.
And it's funny because my my alarm in the morning is Sada. Mm-hmm. My alarm that wakes me up is a song called Block Party.
That was like one of his biggest records, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's my joint, man. And I also I'm a big fan of Chicago drill. I like drill music, so I like Chicago drill music.
Oh
shit.
You know, so it has to be Chicago drill though. I'm not big on New York.
What's the difference between Chicago drill and New York drill?
I mean, one, Chicago started it. That's one. OGs.
Oh, okay.
You know, but you got Chicago drill, you got New York drill, and you got in UK drill.
Yeah, UK shit. I know. Yeah, Central C and all those guys,
I don't really listen to UK drill much, man, and I don't listen to New York drill much, man. But Chicago drill is, you know, that's more my speed, man. But it's just crazy listening to them dudes, you know, what they talk about, and you really have to believe what they're talking about because a lot of them live that life, man, and you know, a lot of them is crazy because they'll literally tell on themselves in a song, and you're just like, what? It's just amazing some of the things that they say.
Oh, here's a top 10 times rappers got busted over their lyrics. Let's go. Number 10, Brandon Tiny Do Duncan. Do we know who that is?
Nah.
Okay. Number 5, 6ix9ine. We know that guy.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Young Thug. We know that story.
Yeah, Young Thug. Yeah.
Tay-K. You know who that guy is?
Nah.
In Texas.
Nah, no.
I don't know who that guy is.
Oh, no.
But I guess the most popular one on here would be Young Thug.
Yeah.
And 6ix9ine. Yeah. Respectively sitting at number 2 and number 3 on this list.
Got you. Who was number 1?
Anyways.
Who was number 1?
Some guy I never heard of. Raw Diggs?
Nah.
Oh. No clue. New York drill rapper though.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't get jiggy with that. What is this? I can't get jiggy with this shit. I like the other stuff. I like Lil Sims. I think she's dope. Fucking fire from the UK. MC.
No, I don't judge, bro.
She's really
judge.
Dope. Yeah, and I'm a huge Donald Glover fan. Childish Gambino. He just released his last Childish album.
Okay.
Pretty dope.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that, man. But I mean, that's not even like guilty, man, because he's making really good music. You know, it's like Frank Ocean and those guys. I like all that.
Yeah, no, I mean, he definitely makes some good music, man, without a doubt.
So we're gonna put that in the air, man, with Jay Electronica, man.
Jay Elect,
because
bro.
I would love
Jay
to hear
Elect
on
is
the
a
Power
monster,
Ground.
Monster.
Man, speaking of monsters, man, you've come in. First of all, the Dirt and the Cracks. I actually, I think I only have one. I have the first one.
Okay.
And I loved it.
Yeah, I got three installments, man. 3 installments, and that's it. That's there's no more. That was it. Those are all my personal drums, bro. So those are all the drums that I use on all my beats, and it's funny because, you know, there's so many drum kits out here, and there's so many drums where you can get this and this and that. And I probably have 10,000, 15,000 drums, you know, in my stash. But I always will resort to these 10 kicks or these 100 snares or these 50 hi-hats, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's only because you know what works for you, you know what sounds good, you know. I mean, case in point, DJ Premier.
Yeah, but I always find myself going back to we all have a million kits and all kinds of drums, stuff like that. Yo, your dirt in the cracks. I'm telling you right now, like react. Like he leaves enough grit that you can sometimes just use the kick and the snare because it's like. Did you do that on purpose just to not to give the drum a whole bunch of room?
I left it real raw. I left everything really raw. I wanted to leave it to, I didn't want to build up stuff for the producer, man. I wanted you to build it up yourself. I wanted you to process it yourself. You know, I didn't want to, you know, give you something that was just like, I mean, there's people out there that just use it as is, you know, out the box, but there's also producers that'll take it and build upon it. But I wanted to leave everything really raw, and all three kits are raw. And there's no gimmicks, there's no extra shit. You know, it's just drum hits, man. That's all I wanted. Like that, because when I look at kits and stuff like that, that's all I want. I just want the drum hits, man. I don't want like all the extra shit and all the gimmicks and stuff, man. I just want the bones, man. That's all. I just want the bones, the bag of bones. Give me the bones. No gimmicks, man. No filler, man. And those are my drums that I literally go to every day when I'm making a beat. Now it just so happens they're in a folder entitled Digging in DITC 1, DITC Volume 2. You know what I'm saying? They're just in folders now, but those are literally the drums I go through when I'm making a beat.
If you don't have them, if you want that grit, I'm telling you right now, thank me tomorrow. Merry Christmas, the whole nine. They're incredible. They're incredible.
Appreciate it, bro.
You just mentioned just recently you have something major going on. You're building an app. You're almost finished with it, right? Called Escapism.
Yeah, man. Got an app coming out called Escapism. It'll be dropping very, very soon. It's still being built. It's probably about 90% done right now. It was just me wanting to put together a platform, or my own platform, for my crazy ass community, man. My supporters, my community supporters is nuts. And I kind of wanted a platform that was kind of away from social media. You know, I get scared every now and then that IG is going to crash tomorrow, or something's going to happen where I'm going to lose all my followers, and, you know, I'm going to lose all, you know, connection with my supporters. And, you know, all right, now what do I do? You know, I kind of want a platform where I can bring all my supporters with me, not take them off of the you know, the social media platforms, but also add to it with my platform. So though, you know, if something like that ever happened, they still know where they can find me. They still know where they can get the music from, you know, the updates. They can still connect with me, talk with me. You know, we got the podcast there. We got a show called Chop Talk, you know, kind of like, you know, Chop Talk, you know, but like talking shop, you know, that type. Y'all know all about it, obviously.
Yeah. With a chop shop.
Yeah, absolutely. A chop shop. You know, mine's just Chop Talk. But
you have to have us come on your show.
I would love to, bro. Absolutely. I would love to. You know, I'm trying to schedule and everything right now, man. So just I want a platform where I can just have this large community, man, where we can just talk hip hop and of course everything Apollo Brown, but really just talking hip hop and production and whatever else my supporters want to talk about, man. So I'm an open book, and I enjoy talking, you know, when it comes to making beats, when it comes to just hip hop in general, man. I enjoy that. So
we're very excited. I can't wait to cop the app. You are a gentleman. Wise words for the young and some OGs like myself, man, like older guys, man. Like you never stop learning. You know, I appreciate everything that you put out, the music that you put out, keeping the integrity.
Thank you, bro.
Any new projects coming out?
Oh yeah, man. I literally just finished one up, man, but I can't tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you that I'm dropping something very soon, and I think the people are going to be surprised when it drops. But it's an amazing album. I'm looking to release in November this year. So we'll see.
A hint.
Oh man, I can't.
Can you?
You know, I'm old school when it comes to that, man. I gotta have a proper rollout.
You can't do it, man.
I gotta have a proper rollout. I gotta have a proper announcement. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those people, man. I don't announce the announcement like a lot of these cats do. They'd be like Monday, they'll be like, yo, on Friday, I'm gonna announce something. Like, okay. Like, all right, man. Why didn't you just wait till Friday to announce it? You know what I'm saying? Like, announce the announcement.
Is it an album with an artist or?
Absolutely, yeah. No, so it's a vocal album. It's a hip hop album with an artist. Yep, an artist and 2 features. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Ooh.
So I'm excited about it. I think the people are gonna love it.
I'm sure we will, man. Like I said, you are a gentleman. You are one of the dopest. We appreciate you coming on to the Chop Shop.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
I did want to hear this record though, because this is a record that I haven't heard yet either. We'll go after this.
What we got? Yeah. That shit.
Oh, this is crazy.
Royce is one of my favorite MCs ever.
Oh, he's amazing.
Now, wait a minute. Hey, man. Wait a minute.
That's the way you get Timberland up.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, man.
And there you have it. That's React. That's React. That's
the way you get Timberland up.
That's the way you get Timberland up. Word up. That's the way you get Timberland up. That's the way you get Timberland up.
If this was my first impression, I'd be not impressed. This generation held hands and skipped a lot of steps. Don't need a nabby to find these people that I address. I had Rockaway in my dresser. These niggas rock a dress. Let's rewind to that play button that I would press. My Walkman never hopped off my hip. I'm hip-hop to death and seem to still be breathing. I ain't leaving till I'm out of breath. Wheezing, I'm still squeezing some speaking to get up off my chest. Don't toot horns, your hero, lukewarm. If we sparred, it'd be so hard to recover my shoehorn from his ass. I just laugh at the masses, I'm flabbergasted. The fact is that we had average so long we lowered the standards. I stand here as a standout act and can't understand how y'all all standing and clap at this rap like it's outstanding. I withstand it enough. Take this bitch hand and a snuff, and I'll book you like promoters that hit your manager up. You could be on the floor bleeding if you still acting tough and yuck.
That's the way you get Timberland up.
If you acting like you gangster but a white flag waver,
That's the way you get Timberland up.
Don't suddenly get hot and start fronting on your block.
That's the way you get Timberland up.
If they run up with the drop and you don't come off what you got, and yup.
That's the way you get Timberland up.
The problem with the shit you say is y'all just ABC. My father's a G, you DA, I reside in the D. You ever try to play with me, must be ADD. You gon' have to hire AAA just to fly to A3C. How could you kill a man who you ain't socially a psychoticus? I wrote this beat on papyrus in the pyramid in BC. You gon' see these Timberlands in 3D. You gon' be able to smoke the tree that's on the side of these on GP. As far as war, man, I'm about as prepared as my grandma is for prayer. And I'm a rich player, no handouts at all, dog.
Yo.
I wrote this motherfucker, gun stuck to me.
He is so fucking ridiculous on the mic.
Watch the wheels fall off, then I ran out of despair.
Ridiculous.
I send niggas at you in broad day just to air case. Triggers a click clack you, killers a six slack you, that's bareface. Your single exceeds your rep, you ain't worth it to paraphrase. You ain't worth a single step in my circular staircase. You could be on the floor.